I'm Cultural Archives, and you're watching Beyond Cinema. Today, we're diving into a world where human suffering isn't just a story, it's entertainment. A world where survival becomes a spectacle for the privileged few. Before we begin, I want you to ask yourself, what would you do if placed in that situation? And more importantly, what do you feel as you watch others struggle? Keep that question in mind, because by the end of this video, I want you to share your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective matters. It's not just a discussion about a show, it's a reflection on the world we live in. We live in an era where series like Squid Game become global phenomena. But the truth is, this fascination isn't new. Nearly 50 years ago, Pier Paolo Pasolini had already exposed a similar reality in Salò, or the 120 Days of Sodom, a society where power delights in reducing humans to mere objects, consumed for pleasure. Today, we'll explore how these works, separated by time and medium, reveal the same dark heart beneath our civilization. The participants in Squid Game never truly choose to join. They are trapped by desperate circumstances, unmanageable debt, and a society that has abandoned them. Every challenge, seemingly innocent and childlike, is instead a maze of rules imposed from above, a mechanism reflecting ancient human power dynamics. The feeling it creates is unsettling. We are not just watching people in danger, but witnessing a structure that reduces humans to functions, pawns in a larger system. Pasolini had already intuited this. Power is measured by its ability to bend, humiliate, and erase human will. Here, as in Salò, freedom is a fragile illusion, ready to dissolve under the weight of rules imposed by the privileged few. The participants' pain is never accidental. It is the very core of the system. In Squid Game, the masked VIPs laugh, bet, and take pleasure in witnessing the lives of others unravel. It is a celebration of cruelty, disguised as entertainment, reminiscent of the almost ritualistic excitement of the rulers in Salò. Every scene, every death, every betrayal is designed to elicit a precise reaction from the viewer, to make us feel as if we are participating, whether we want to or not, in this cruel game. And here lies the most unsettling realization. The spectator is not removed from the violence, but an implicit participant. One of the most disturbing images is the reduction of individuals to numbers. Participants lose their names, their histories. They become interchangeable bodies, disposable objects. The numbered tracksuit becomes a symbol of dehumanization. Individuality does not matter. What matters is the role each person plays in the game. In Salò, Pasolini presents youths stripped of identity, their dignity removed, transformed into instruments of power. A similar feeling arises in Squid Game, but in a modern frame. Dehumanization occurs not only through sexual violence, but through the commodification of life, reducing humans to tools of profit and spectacle. The giant glimmering prize becomes a symbol of a primal, cruel desire. It is not just money. It embodies power, the ability to dominate and destroy others' lives without consequence. The VIP's pleasure comes from annihilation, and the viewer absorbs this dynamic almost unconsciously. Pasolini spoke of sexual perversion and fascist dominance as metaphors for a corrupt consumerist society. In Squid Game, money replaces sexuality as an object of obsession. Those watching derive pleasure from witnessing others suffer, and the mechanism of power transforms into a global spectacle. The choice of games is never accidental. Childhood, a symbol of innocence, becomes a terrain of cruelty and manipulation. In Squid Game, games like red light, green light, or tug of war, transformed into instruments of death, symbolize the loss of innocence. Pasolini operated similarly, subverting familiar symbols, Lavish tables become sites of violence, weddings become prisons. The game, then, is corrupted, and with it, the viewer senses both the allure and horror of innocence twisted into cruelty. Seong Gi-hoon represents the ordinary person, oppressed by debt and society, forced into impossible choices. Cho Sang-woo embodies corrupted ambition, the logic of success that betrays loyalty and morality. Kang Sae-byok carries political and social ghosts, a divided nation embodied in one person. The masked VIPs represent an anonymous global oligarchy, observing and consuming, detached from the suffering of the weak. Each character is a tile in a larger mosaic, the machine of power that reduces, bends, and exploits. The game has no true end. The second season reveals how it regenerates, recruiting new participants and perpetuating suffering. This cycle reminds us that the violence of power is not a historical exception, but a constant, taking different forms depending on the era and society. The logic of domination, which Pasolini revealed through fascism in Salò, continues to exist under new, globalized technological masks. Perhaps the most unsettling discovery is us, sitting in front of the screen, watching, judging, feeling. In Salò, disgust is immediate and visceral. In Squid Game, entertainment masks it. Binge-watching draws us in, making us part of a system that seems distant, but mirrors power structures and consumerism we inhabit every day. Watching becomes a moral act, a test of empathy and awareness. Squid Game and Salò, though separated by time and style, share a dark core. Power manifests in the ability to turn human life into an object, a consumption, a spectacle. Brutality is never purposeless. It reveals how society bends individuals, emotions, and freedom. The global success of Squid Game is not merely entertainment. It mirrors our era, our desires, our fears. It shows a world where survival and human value are constantly tested, and in which we inevitably recognize fragments of our reality. I am Cultural Archives, and this is Beyond Cinema. If this video gave you new perspectives, leave a like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Are we really so far from living in a giant Squid Game? And if you haven't yet, watch our video on Salò to see how Pasolini had already revealed the hidden logic of cruelty and power.